Hey survivors, Zedfast here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the top 5 best mods for the water, ocean, and sea in Ark Survival Evolved. And all the links to these mods can be found in the description below. So coming in number 5 is Versatile Rafts. This mod adds a few different types of rafts to Ark that are faster, can reverse, and support more buildings than the standard Ark raft. So here are all the rafts here. They all look the same, but they all have their different uses. They also cost different materials. So first is the Raft Plus. This is basically just the normal raft, but slightly better. You can, instead of just going forwards, you can now go backwards. So this will help it be much more easy to maneuver. And it also has 88 structures that you can build on it. So I just put pillars here to show the height. The next one is the Speedboat. This is basically what the name implies. It's a fast boat. So it has 450% speed. So it's almost 5 times faster than the normal raft. It takes a while to build momentum though. So yeah, now as you can see, it's going much faster than the other one. And this can also go backwards, but it can only have 8 structures maximum, so you can't really build on this one, but it's good for going fast. And the third person view, you're also zoomed in a lot more, so your vision is restricted and makes it seem like you're going even faster. Oh no, I got stuck. So yeah, that's the Speedboat, which is just, it's mainly just for fun. It's not that useful since you can't build on it that well. And then there's the Speed Hunter boat. This one has 200% speed, so it's twice as fast as the normal one. It can also reverse, and it has a maximum of 110 structures. And you can build 7x7 foundations and 8 walls high. So I just put pillars here to show how high you can build with this one. And the person view, the third person view, is 5 times away from usual, so you can see a lot more around you. Oh no, I'm gonna crash. Oh no, I'm fine. Okay. The next boat, I'll just park this one. Okay. The next boat is the Battleship. So this is, it's not as fast. It's 150% faster, and it can also go backwards. All of them can go backwards, pretty much. And it has 400 structures max, so almost 4 times the amount as the Speed Hunter has. So I just put foundations here to show how high you can build. And you can build 15 by 15 foundations wide. So you can make this raft giant if you just build on it enough. And the third person view is 8 times away, so you can see even more, which you'll need to see that well if you're gonna build a lot on it. So I crashed again. It's so hard to use this. The turning is so bad, but if you get used to that, then you're fine. And they don't get stuck as badly as the normal raft does. Okay, I'll try to get back to the last raft from this mod. Okay, there we go. Finally back. So the last one is the Mobile Base raft. This is actually slower than the normal raft. It's 90% speed. It can also go backwards. And you can have a maximum of 600 structures. So this thing, you can make it huge. Basically just a mobile base that you can swim around with. And you can build 20 by 20 foundations wide, which is huge. That's like bigger than most bases I've had. And you can build 16 walls high. As you can see how high it goes. And the third person view is 11 times away, which helps you see more. Coming number 4 is Advanced Rafts. This mod is similar to Versatile Rafts, but it adds some more unique rafts with unique designs as well, so they don't all just look the same. There's also a lot more customizing you can do with them, because of all the decoration items that this mod adds. So all the rafts from this mod include, I'll just go to this one as an example. They include the camera selection, so you can change your view. Like before, each raft had a different view, where this one you can just choose, and you have 4 options. And you can also, they have inventories, so you can put stuff in them, which is very useful. And they can also reverse, kind of like the Versatile Rafts mod. They also have horns, so you can access these from the radio menu or the inventory. So there's the bell, and then there's the foghorn, which is very loud, especially for this little raft. And they can all be learnt at level 16 and can be crafted in your inventory. But you can also craft them in this mod's crafting station, which I'll show soon. So the first raft that I'm riding right now is just the advanced raft. So it has all of those things, which is what makes it better than the normal raft. Yeah, there's not really anything else special about it. And then there's the advanced raft, but the larger version. So you can just build more on this one, that's the only difference. But they look the exact same without buildings on them. Then there's the advanced dinghy. So now they start to look unique. It's very small. This one is pretty much just more of a decoration one. Like, you're not gonna be using this in the open seas. So yeah, this is the dinghy. And there's the advanced cog, which is much bigger than the previous rafts we've had. So I'll just get on this. Oh yeah, there's an actual steering rail here, which looks nice. There's a lot more space than the previous ones. I wouldn't even build on this if I was using this one, because it already looks so good on its own. It has enough space for the storage chest and what you need. It also has its own inventory space. So yeah, this only has the bell. Oh yeah, and you can also hide the sail, so it like folds up, which is pretty cool. You can do that with the previous rafts too. So yeah, that's the advanced cog. They look so nice too. And then there's the advanced longship. So this is a bit smaller, but it's very simple design. I'm pretty sure it's faster as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And the turning radius seems to be slightly better too. So this is probably the fastest one you can get from this mod. Oh no, I'm gonna crash. And then there's the last one, my favorite one, the advanced galleon. So this one is huge. I'll just go into third person so you can see how big it is. And it has lots of decorations. You can't actually use the cannons, but they look nice. So when you get into it, there's a lot of space. You can't go into the parts though, unfortunately. Like, in there it looks like there's a room, but you can't actually get in it. But there's still lots of space on top, on the deck. There's a steering wheel here for decoration. There's, yeah, the cannons. You can see them from here. An upper deck here. And then you can get onto this. You can go all the way up. You can even balance on the ropes. Oh no, I fell. If you're skilled enough. I got it before. There's a mermaid lady here. And the sails are huge. And there's so many of them. There's even some crow nests up there. I'll see if I can get to those. Pretty sure I can. If I just... Okay, no, I can't get to them. Actually, can I? No, the ropes are too slanted. So yeah, you can also hide the sails here. Oops, I've clicked the wrong thing. Hide sail. There you go. So that folds them all up. And then you can also change the color. So you have lots of colors to choose from. So that's blue. Looks kinda weird though. Green is probably the best. I mean, white. Oh, red looks pretty good. But you can kind of see like these shapes. So I just keep it at white. And then you can, yeah, the other settings from before. And yeah, that's the advanced galleon. So that's all the boats from this mod. They look very good. And then there's all the decoration items that this mod adds. This mod adds so much. So first of all, there's the crafting station. The advanced rafts crafting station. Which includes everything from this mod that you can make. So I'll just bring up the engram. So it's learned at level 1. And it costs 5 hide, 25 stone, and 50 wood. So it's pretty easy to make. Some aesthetics here. Oh, you can even see a little raft there. And then, yeah, there's just everything. They're pretty expensive. Like, you don't just get them for free. But some of them, most of them actually, are very useful. So it makes sense that they cost materials. So first there's the advanced forge, which is just like a forge, but it looks much different. So yeah, that's nice. And there's lots of sails. There's, I think, 12 sails. There's the first design. You can also hide them. So there's the first design in 4 different sizes. And there's the second design. There's a parasol here. And then there's the third design. So you can add these to your other boats if you want to. Or you could just use them for other types of decoration. Then we have some other sorts of decorations. Oh, there's a chain. You can climb up it. Oh, you could probably attach these chains to that one and try to get into the crow's nest. See, there's the chain, the anchor mount, and a porthole. And there's an egg incubator, which you can put eggs in here, I think. Maybe you have to drop them in. So that would help incubate your eggs. But it needs to contain spark powder. There's a light. It's off right now though. There's a paddle wheel. A dock railing. Some chimneys. A searchlight. Flotation device. Some barrels. Oh, this is a water barrel. So you can put water in here. An anchor. You can climb up. That's interesting. And there's the rope railing. A grill. So I guess this is like the industrial grill. Yeah. Then there's some lights here. String lights. A mini searchlight. There's even this tiny one, which you can barely see. There's the advanced grindstone. So you can just grind materials in here, like the normal arc grindstone. Some crop plots. Some helms, which is like a steering wheel. But I don't even know what you do with this one. And then there's some candles. Buckets, which are just decoration. But you can store stuff in them too. And this is a paint bucket, so you can craft paint. And then there's the chandelier, which looks kinda spooky. And then there's the mount heads. So there's the dragon, the Bronto, the wyverns, fire, lightning, and there's a poison one over there. A woman, but there's no man, unfortunately. And then there's the Quetzal as a skeleton, and then yeah, the other wyvern, or wyvern, however you say it. And there's the beer barrel, so you can make beer in here, which would be very good, so you can get drunk while you're on your ship. There's a preserving barrel, just like a preserving bin. Yeah. There's a ship smithy. And there's some cannons. There's a cannon, an advanced cannon. I'm not sure if it does more damage or not. I think it's just for decoration. But they do fire, I think. Pretty sure they do fire. Then there's the cauldron. Then there's the elevator, which is the last thing. There's elevators in Ark as well, but these look different. So you can just make yourself go up. But there is a limited weight, so you can't even put a track on it, because it'll say too heavy, overweight. So yeah, but that's still pretty useful. So yeah, that's all the decoration items. So this mod adds quite a lot. Going number 3 is the Crystal Clear mod. This mod is very simple. All it does is make all the water in Ark much more clear, so it's much easier to see. It's kind of like what a scuba mask does, except it's on all the time, and you don't have to spend resources crafting it. So I'll just show you the water now. You probably saw before in the preview how much better it looks. Usually everything's like murky, but now it's all clear, and it looks so amazing. You can see like the ripples. You can see down there how clear it is. So this will make water exploration much more easier as well. So this is just like a bay that I'm in. I'll head over to the ocean, and things look much more different. So I'll just be back when I'm in the ocean. Okay, so I'm entering the ocean now. And as you can see so much, which looks kind of weird when you look down that way. Usually you can only see up close to you, because everything's super murky. But now you can see a lot. Pretty much as far as you can see. Or as far as you can render, you can see. So this would make exploring the water much more easy. So yeah, that's crystal clear. Coming number 2 is UA creatures, which means unannoying creatures. This mod disables a lot of the wild creatures' annoying abilities. For example, it disables seagulls from stealing and eating all of your food, disables peggos from stealing your items, it disables leads, those giant fish, from attacking and destroying your rafts, disables jellyfish and eels from stunning you, and it also disables all creatures' abilities to dismount you. But this only affects wild creatures. Tamed creatures will still have access to all of their abilities. This mod will make the waters of Ark much less frustrating and much less difficult. Coming number 1 is Additional Creatures Aquaria. This mod adds over 20 new sea creatures to Ark that are pretty high quality, and most of them are tameable. And unlike most of the sea creatures that are already in Ark, they're not extremely annoying in the wild, and they're pretty fun to play around with. So first of all is the fiddler crab. He's very small, and you can pick him up. He's so cute. So yeah, this guy, he doesn't do... Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He doesn't do much, as in... like, he won't really fight and stuff, but in his inventory, he produces silica pearls and black pearls over time, as well as the fiddler crab claw, which you can actually eat. It's a consumable, and they're as good as cooked lamb chops, so they're very high quality food. And the crab claws that it produces, they're not gonna harm it, so it just produces them passively. And you can just eat them for free. You don't have to go hunting for crabs. And then there's the normal fish. So they don't really do anything besides being decoration, like the normal arkfish. So there's the pike, the arowana, and the perch. Then we have some of the creatures that you can ride. So first is the Anoloma Charis. It's extremely colourful, and they look very spooky. So I just swim it into the ocean. So they have decent speed, and they're good at collecting silica pearls, I think. So yeah, they're good at harvesting silica pearls, and especially black pearls. So if you want to get lots of black pearls for your tech stuff, you should use these guys to harvest them. So he has his first attack. Pretty cool. Then the second attack, which is just like a big bash with his head. There you go. And that makes like a water effect. I'll try to do it in first person. It has a big cooldown. There you go. Next is the East Manastus. This ghost looking fish. They look so creepy. So they're not that big. Like they're smaller than a megalodon. But they do lots of damage. They don't have that much health. It's a pretty average amount. But yeah, they do tons of damage. And they do damage through armor. So they'd be good in PvP. Because they can damage tamed creatures really well. So first is the first attack, which is just a bite. So I'll just test the damage on the turtle here. So it does tons of damage. And also applies the bleed effect, which drains some of the creature's maximum health. And it attacks at a decent speed. So they're kind of like glass cannons. So they're pretty powerful. So the next creature is the Great Hammerhead Shark. They look very interesting. And they're pretty powerful. Pretty small too. So he has his... Well, his speed is pretty average. He's not that fast. Actually, he's pretty fast. So this is his bite. So his first bite is good for harvesting fish. And also one-shots fish. So I'll just come over to this. It does a lot of damage to fish. So that's the first bite. The second bite, they look the same, but they do different stuff. The second one is the Trilokiller bite. So this does lots of damage on trilobites and harvests a lot of resources from them. I'll see if I can just find one. Okay, I found some, finally. So the second bite, yeah, it does extra damage to them. And he has to harvest quite a lot of stuff from them. So yeah, that's the second bite. And there's the third bite, which is the Pearl Crusher bite. So that would be good for harvesting silica pearls. And it also has this thing. So it's like thermal vision. But it's called EMF detection. So this helps you find creatures more easily. Well, I probably should have used this for looking for the trilobites. So it lets you see the heat signatures of creatures. In the background, the landscape is kind of just grayed out. So yeah, this makes it easy to find stuff. So he's a pretty good hunter, and he's good for harvesting different things. Next is the giant octopus. This thing is very interesting. I'll just get a better shot of him so you can see. And he's not too big. He's not that giant. So he's pretty fast. Slower than the hammerhead. But yeah, he's decently fast. And they can squeeze through tight spaces, apparently. I haven't really tested it though. because there's not really any tight spaces around here. I'll just go into third person so you can see. So they're pretty easy to tame. So I guess it's a good first water mount. Next is the Orca. He's pretty large, but not as big as the Megalodon. And they're so loud, they make so many squeaking noises, it's kind of annoying. So their speed is okay. It's not too good, but it's average. So these guys do quite a lot of damage, and they spawn in packs, or pods they're called, in the wild. And you have to tame them passively, but you can only tame the young ones. It's like an adolescent orca, but they're not aggressive to the player. So his first attack, he just does a little bite. I'll try to get this fish here. If you could stop moving. It's so hard to aim in the sea. Okay, there we go. So yeah, 218 damage. That's quite a lot. And the DPS is pretty good. And he also has this tail flip. If you have a player on the tail, it flicks them up. And it does this cool animation. It only does 1 damage though. It's not good for combat, but it's good to mess around with. Next is the Titan Sailfish. This thing is insanely fast. Look at that. Oh no, I got stuck. Okay, there you go. So yeah, this thing is extremely fast. I'm pretty sure it's the fastest creature, fastest sea creature in Ark now. I got to the ocean floor in that amount of time. And they— oh please Zero. Hopefully it doesn't kill me. Oh, there's jellyfish and stuff. It's so dangerous down here. So yeah, they're extremely fast. And it has its front first attack. It like shakes and stabs its nose forward. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's its only attack. I'll just test the damage on this angler. There you go. So it doesn't do that much damage, but its DPS is massive. So overall it does quite a lot of damage. Look at that. But they don't have much health, so they're not really good for fighting. But they're extremely fast. Fastest creature in Ark. Next is the Cryptocleidos, which is this little guy. And he's pretty fast as well. Very fast actually. But not as fast as the swordfish. And he has his bite. And he has a dash, which makes him go a little faster. And it makes him take less damage when he's in the state. There we go. See, that's pretty cool. And this guy is an early game mount, so it's pretty helpful for just exploring the oceans. Next is the giant vampire squid. It looks so creepy. And it doesn't— you can't ride it or anything, but it gives you and all your tamed creatures an experience buff. So, as you can see in the bottom right, it's called Fast Learner. It'll just help you gain experience faster. So it's kind of like the Lystro, but it's more powerful than the Lystro's experience buff. And there's the leopard seal. It's kind of in the water right now. So these things you can bring onto land. You can see him. He's pretty slow on land though, but he does quite a lot of damage. But they're much faster in the water, and they spawn in the Arctic, next to the Kairukus, the penguins. And they are very good at harvesting organic polymer from the penguins. And they're not too difficult to tame, since they're so slow on land. See, that's this guy. Then there's the walrus. And he's huge. Look how big he is. he can also go into land, but he's pretty slow. And he can go in the water. There you go. So the walrus, he spawns in the polar coasts. So like in the tundra, I guess. So the walrus's first attack is just the tusk jab. He just goes like that. And that does quite a lot of damage, decent damage. And there's a harvest silica pearls. And on the... oh yeah, he has another attack from underwater. He has this below thing, which is just like an emote. If I come onto the land, he has one more attack. So this is the normal one. And then he has this bigger one. There you go. And it inflicts a bleed effect. So it does a lot more damage than the normal one. But it has a slight cooldown. So yeah, that's the walrus. Then we have the giant... oh no, the great white shark. It's actually bigger than the... I mean, smaller than the megalodon. But he's much more fun to use. He's around the same speed. Yeah, around the same speed as a megalodon. And he has quite a lot of attacks. First he has his bite, which does decent damage. And the second attack, I need to find a test subject for. Okay, so I found a megalodon. So you can see the size difference in them, between them. Actually, it's pretty similar. So his first attack does quite a lot of damage. Oh, he went flying. And also applies the bleed effect on them. So he's very good for doing damage. If I could just find a smaller thing. Okay, I finally found a good test subject. So his second attack is the grab. And he can grab small to medium sea creatures. And he can just have them in his mouth. And swim around with them. You can also bite on them while they're there. And eat them whole. So yeah, that's the great white. Oh yeah, he has taunt as well. It's kind of funny. And then there's the... how do I access? There we go. So this is same as the hammerhead's like thermal vision EMF thing. So this will help find a certain creature you're looking for as well. Next is the Kronosaurus. They look very interesting. They look pretty good. So they're pretty big. And I saw this in the wild, and it was just flopping around like this. And I was so scared, because I didn't know what it was. So, yeah, they can come onto land like this, and they don't get damaged like mantas do. So they can just stay on the land. I'll just bring it back into the water. They do pretty good damage. Okay, I'm finally back in the water. So in the water they're much faster. Pretty fast. Faster than Megalodon. So he has his bite, which you saw before. It does pretty good damage, and it attacks very fast. And then there's the second bite. Goes like that. I'm just gonna gamma up with it. So yeah. And this applies a bleed effect. And then there's the taunt. He just rolls. So yeah, that's the Kronosaurus. Next is the Hydroarchos. Don't know if I pronounced that right. Oh wait, there's another creature down there. I'll do this guy first. So he's... looks like a skinny Basilo. Let's get on him. So he's pretty slow in the water. Pretty average speed. So the special thing about this guy is he does extra damage to things with blubber. So that's like other creatures, other Hydroarchos, other Basilos, and leads, and this giant thing here, which I'll get to later. So he does extra damage to those, and he has 2 bites. He has the normal one, like that. And then there's just the raw. So he's pretty good for just destroying tanky creatures. Then he has the thermal vision, like the Great White and the Hammerhead. Then we have the one that ran away from me, the Opathamalosaurus. He looks pretty cool, and he is very huge. He looks like a giant ichthy. So I'll just ride this guy. These things spawn deep in the ocean, but they can jump out of the water, and they go so far when they jump. And they're so fast as well. If I just go into there. Okay, that was a slow jump. Okay, there we go. You can see how fast it goes. You can see its little mouth open. So these things are great for traveling in the ocean. They're not as fast. Actually, yeah, they're still really fast when they're underwater, because they can only jump in there at the surface, which helps them get lots of speed. And they can also jump onto land. Oops, wait. Oh, I ran out of stamina. Okay, I regained my stamina. So I'll just jump onto land here. Oops, I went too far. Okay. There you go. I jumped onto land. And then it just flops around. And it slowly takes lots of damage. Well, not really slowly. As you can see here, how much health it's losing. Oh, now I might die. And you just have to slowly get back into the water, or else you will die. And your stamina also drains while you're on land. Just gonna kill this Lystro. Oh no, we might die if I don't get back in time. Quick. Okay, I finally got back in the water. So, oh, here's an ichthy. You can see they kind of look similar. But this thing is way bigger. So I'll just jump back into the ocean, if I can. Wait, you can also just swim up to the land, and you'll start flopping around. So be careful of that when you're trying to park them. Okay, I'm gonna try to jump back. Okay, there you go. So he has his first attack, which does decent damage. And then it has this little emote thing. And yeah. Oh, it also has thermal vision, which will help with hunting. Oh, and it does extra damage to the trilobites. So the second last creature here. Oh no, he's just... So I just parked him on the land. So he's gonna... If I don't put him back in the water, he'll die. Okay, there you go. Now he's safe. And there's the Zygofesta, second last creature. So this guy's like a whale. Just get him back into the ocean. He has decent speed. This is the only whale in Ark now. So yeah, he has decent speed. He's aggressive in the wild, so be careful when you get near them. So he's immune to jellyfish. Oh yeah, most of the creatures in this mod are immune to jellyfish, which is very useful. And he has his bite, which does decent damage, and does extra damage to the Tusoteuthis, which is a giant squid. So he's good for taking on the Tusoteuthis, even though he's so much smaller than it. And he has this echolocation thing, and if you do this near a creature, it'll actually stun them. So he does pretty good damage. And he has a pretty good attack speed too. There you go. Okay, I stunned him. You can see he's just frozen now. And I can just bite him while he's stunned. And then he also has the normal echolocation thing. There you go. Which just works as thermal vision. Same as the other creatures that have this ability. So yeah, that's the... what's this called again? The Zygofesta. So then lastly, the last creature from this mod is the Shonisaurus. This is the biggest creature from this mod. Look at the size difference. It's huge. So I'll just get on it. So this thing, he's not that fast. He's like a pretty slow. But he's, I guess, he's not too slow, but he's very slow. He has a lot of health, 35,000. If I pump that, it'll go up by quite a lot. So these guys have a lot of health. And they also do a lot of damage towards the Tusoteuthis. Oh, I have one here. Oh, but that's my own squid. So he will do extra damage to the Tusoteuthis, like the previous creature, the Zygophester. So they're good for biting squids. And he is bigger than it. That's how big he is. Okay, so I'll just show his attacks now. So there's his bite, which does quite a lot of damage. But then there's his bellow thing. And this will cause creatures near it to be panicked. Only small creatures though. So his next attack is the Thrash, which attacks creatures behind it with its tail. So it's good for if creatures are behind you. There you go, I just killed the Ichthys in one hit. So yeah, he does tons of damage. But then he also has echolocation. Oops, that's the Thrash again. There you go. So yeah, you can find things easily with this. So I'll just go find a squid now, so we can see how much damage it does to the squid. Okay, so I found a squid. I hope I don't die here. Okay, so it does 611 damage to this guy, because he does extra damage to the Tusoteuthis. And he attacks pretty fast. He's not even trying to fight back, he's just trying to run. What is he doing? He's almost dead already. That's how powerful this Shonisaurus is. Oh, he's inking. He thinks that will save him. Oh, there you go, I killed it. I killed a squid that easily. And yet, that was very easy for him. So this is one of the stronger creatures of the ocean. They're probably very difficult to tame. So those are my top 5 best mods for the water, ocean and sea in Ark Survival Evolved. If you enjoyed or found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like, and also make sure to be subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss any future top 5 mod videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.